I want to make something clear. When he says everyone's looking for you, that means you guys. He needs your help. He needs the public's help. And I want to bring on right now Trae the Truth. He joins me now live for this first national interview. Trae, first of all, I am so sorry the situation that you're in. I can't imagine what that's like. But the first place I actually want to start is your daughter. I want the world to know more about your daughter, Truth.
What to do with the business is, people? It's your boy That Way with Jack Travis to be precise, man. Now, you know how we do. You know how we doing it. Back in this thing again. You understand me, man? We back in here this time to talk about a little crime, man. You know, I scan the crime waves pretty much daily, you know what I'm saying? And see a lot of crazy crime that I would like to cover, but, you know, a lot of it gets lost in the sauce, man. But, this particular story right here, man, it brought some warmth to my heart. You dig what I'm saying? If you have kids out here of any age, you know what I'm saying, but especially if you have kids of the younger age, you know, that age in which where they can't defend themselves and, you know, speak up for themselves and govern themselves. You dig what I'm saying? You sometimes have to leave them in the care of others, you know what I'm saying, being your significant other, and you know, depending on the status of your relationship with that other, you know, those visits could be sketchy, man. And that's what this episode is about, man. It's about a simple 2-day visitation. That, you know, I have personal dealings with this kind of AB worksheet thing. I know this life. But one of these little 2-day visits, man, for a very famous rapper turned into a very unfortunate situation. But then we have some developments down the line. So, who am I speaking about? I'm talking about Trae the Truth. Texas rapper, Houston rapper to be exact. He's got a little daughter named Truth, man. I don't know how much you all know about this situation. I caught a little inkling about it, I'll say a couple weeks ago, and then I saw a little more news about it today, so that prompted me to come on here and make this episode. Now, to fill you in on the backstory, let's go here.
Truth is, man, I tell people she's the life of the party. You know, when she walks into a room, she definitely light it up. She definitely, even with me, changed me for the better, because you got to think, me being a rapper across the world to going to cheerleader bouts and other things now, man, she definitely brings a lot of positive energy to me and just the whole family.
We're showing these pictures of her right now, so it's great for two reasons. One, she's a beautiful, beautiful girl, and two, if anybody sees her, report it immediately. But do you remember the last thing you said to her before she disappeared?
Yeah, I remember vividly, because she was asleep when I woke up, and I dropped her off, and I told her I'll see her Sunday. And I gave her a hug and a kiss, and that was the last time I seen her.
What's her relationship like with Heather?
I mean, you know, I've been dealing with a custody battle for up to 6 years, man. So it's been a very up and down, stressful situation. But, you know, in my mind, it's always for doing what's for the best interest of Truth. And at the beginning of this year, they actually granted me primary custody, which it was shared custody, but she would get visitations on the weekend and she would get summer visits. And after I allowed Truth to go with her for the summer, the very first visit she had, which was August 16th, and I ain't seen Truth since.
And I have to ask what your relationship was like with Heather. If she did this on purpose, why would she have done this?
Probably numerous of reasons. One, you know, probably the fact that I got custody could have triggered something. Definitely the situation it became super scary, because it's like when you go to do things like this and a child just vanishes, let alone, you know, we have a custody order and you just go against it like I'm gonna do exactly what I feel, how I feel. and just go on about her business. Because at the end of the day, she wasn't thinking about how no one else felt. I had affected no one else. She just did what was best for Heather at the moment.
Do you have any tips right now, Trae, on where Truth could be? Do you think Truth could still be in LA again, where she was last seen with Heather?
I honestly don't know. The private investigators that were hired, that's where they seen her at. They seen her one time during the day. They seen her being moved to a car with Heather and somebody else and taken to another location. And lastly, they seen her leaving from one of Heather's friends' house, and they tried to actually follow her. And the speed that they were going fast, and they called me, and I told them, like, we can't follow her because if they get into a wreck or anything goes on, I'm jeopardizing my baby's safety. And sadly, that was the last time that they seen Truth too. So me making that judgment call is what led to me really never seeing Truth again.
That's understandable. I totally understand that. You didn't want to place her in any more danger, which actually makes me wonder, do you think she's in danger? Do you think she's safe right now?
I definitely feel she's in danger because mentally I don't know where her mom's at. You know, Truth is not in school right now. She doesn't have a home because they abandoned their apartment, they abandoned their cars, all phones are cut off. I have no access to even know the truth. Okay, I don't know if she's sleeping, don't know what she's eating. I don't know the environment where she may lay her head, who's around her, whether it may be adults that don't need to be around her, whether there may be children that may handle her a certain way.
So listen, Trae, I mean, we're showing these photos. There are people who are going to see this. If someone sees Truth or has a tip on where she is, what should they do?
Okay. Now, as you see, Trae's going down a couple of things in that interview, man. And the story goes, so far. Now, that was a little while back. That was an interview he did with Jesse Weber over there on the old True Crime, what is that, Law and Crime Network. And he's detailing, the things that happened up until that point with his daughter Truth. And I've got a little write-up, whichever one you prefer, to put you up on where we are right about now, man. Like I said, if you've got small children out here, man, and you know that's got to be, I have a child. She's not a smaller child. She's going into her teenage span, so you know what I'm saying, I can be a little more confident when she's out and about. Still a very doting father, though. You dig what I'm saying? But to think back to the days when she was that age, when she couldn't fend for herself, fight for herself, stick up for herself, speak up for herself, I can put myself in the shoes of someone that, doesn't know where she is at the point. It drives me crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've got some personal experience with that whole child custody thing. But, as with the update to this story, what ended up being good news, it was also ended up being good news in my situation. So, but here is the update that we have on this story, man. It reads, the Houston rapper tells TMZ Hip Hop he got a call around 8 a.m. on New Year's Day. Look at that, New Year's Day. Informing him that his ex, the mother of his 6-year-old daughter Truth, had been arrested in El Centro, California on child endangerment charges, a development that led him to his kid. Trae tells us he hopped on the next flight from San Diego from Texas and drove over 100 miles to the small town near the U.S. border with Mexico, where he was reunited with Truth. According to Trae, his ex will soon be extradited to Texas, and he's already back in the Lone Star State with their daughter. Truth was missing for 4 months after Trae claimed he dropped her off in August for what was supposed to be a 2-day visitation with her mother in Houston. Trae says the mom never returned the kid, and he claimed his ex had been moving the child from various homes with help from a grandmother and a few others. He told us he hired a private investigator who tracked the mom to Florida. to California, my bad, where she seemingly vanished until her arrest. Now, again, that's good news, man, that he got his daughter back and got her back on New Year's Day. That is, that's a hell of a way to start off the year, man. I don't know if he thought that maybe something untoward that happened to her. I'm glad that it didn't. Who knows what old girl's plans were going forward, had they stayed hidden or what have you, but I thought that was a hell of a story to jump on, man, and pick up real quick. Trae the Truth got his daughter Truth back. Fabulous news, man, because again, we've heard stories like that end in tragedy, and you know, Mr. Truth is fortunate that it didn't end that way with his daughter, man, and we all applaud that. This is one time we applaud the efforts of law enforcement officials. So that's my thing, man. I have a little more crime to come y'all way here soon, man. So until then, this has been That Way with Jack Travis. I'll get to y'all soon. Blah.